Good evening, everyone. Lena and I are excited to give our update. But before we start, I want to acknowledge that Natalie Simone and Kennedy Stafford are up here with us tonight to give their update on West Hills Middle School.
Thank you. So before we begin, in light of Board Member Recognition Month, we would like to take a moment to appreciate the Bloomfield Hills Schools Board of Education. In the scope of our communities, good board members are often under-recognized for the work that they do. They are volunteers who dedicate hours of their time to sit through grueling meetings and making decisions that impact the future of our district. As school board members, you are elected by your constituents to serve the best interests of the community.
In recent years, board members across the country have begun to elevate another duty, uplifting the voices of students and empowering them to participate in shaping their own education. 3 years ago, the Bloomfield Hills Board of Education started the Student Intern program. It provided students a seat at the table, involving us more in the fabric of our district. We've had our ups and downs, but ultimately this program has grown more and more every year, expanding the role students have and even giving us a voice during these meetings.
We thank you all for the work that you have done for our community, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in the next few months. Next, we would like to provide an update on the Student Senates. A few weeks ago, Heather, Andrew Zupanzik, and I went over to Bloomfield Hills Middle School to pilot our 7th grade Student Senate meeting. Like the 8th grade Student Senates, the 7th grade group comprises students from a variety of affinity groups, including Muslim Student Alliance, Black Student Alliance, Gender Sexuality Alliance, among others. The meeting began with introductions, followed by a cultural identity activity, and we ended the meeting with discussions regarding what these 7th graders hope to accomplish through the Senate and implement into BHMS in the coming months.
At our next meeting with the 7th grade Senate, we plan to start putting the students' plans into action. Before we turn it over to our West Hills Middle School representatives, we would like to let you know that we plan to launch the same Student Senate platform at East Hills Middle School in the near future. And on the Student Advisory Council, those who will be working on that are Janaki, Aaron, and Ali.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. So good evening, everyone. In mid-February, Natalie and I will be launching the Student Senate at West Hills Middle School. And this year, the Student Senate will comprise of the 7th and 8th grade, and we will be having monthly meetings with them for the rest of the year.
All right, so can you hear me? I just want to talk for a second about the selection process that goes into this. So West Hills does not have the same structure of affinity groups as the high school does or BHMS does, because it is a much smaller school. With a few exceptions, they do have a GSA, which is very well run. It's very exciting. But so the way that we will be selecting students is we've given teachers a list of different things that they should look for in a student to nominate to the Student Senate. So students in this group may be influential with their peers, have an impact on the culture and climate of the school, represent a historically marginalized community, be active in social justice work, have ideas in and out of school, and more, right? So we're asking each teacher to select 4 students from a certain period of their of class, and then these students will be the representatives for each grade. So this year we will be starting with 7th and 8th grade, like Kennedy said, and in September we will be adding the 6th grade, and we will also be collaborating with No Place for Hate, which I'm sure, as you know, is a program that's starting up in our school next year, in our school district. So with that, we will do split meetings between Student Senate and No Place for Hate in order to make sure that these students who are a part of this group are comfortable with sharing things. And because we recognize that students who are a part of the Student Senate will also be valuable members of the No Place for Hate group. Thank you so much, and we look forward to updating you more once we have our first meeting.
Thank you, council members. All right. Oh, more,
Just one more
sorry.
slide. We would also like to provide some information to the community regarding the role the student interns played in the Bloomfield Hills High School principal selection process. Over the last 2 weeks, Heather and I had the honor to represent students during the principal interviews.
Yeah, and we are beyond excited for Mr. Strotter to join the Bloomfield Hills community and would like to congratulate him on his appointment.
We look forward to working with him and getting to know him over the next few months. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you for all your time.
Yeah.
You deserve to be recognized with the rest of the board, always.
Thank you.
Worked really hard. We appreciate it.
Thank you.